Now behind me is a nice clean wall because sometimes we need a fresh slate to get started. And what I'm starting on is an artistic mission. And I bet you are on an artistic mission too. So let's put on our spacesuits of self-expression and go to the Mars of our minds. Before I get distracted, let's talk about a theme that's been in art for a very long time. Life is art, art is life. Art reflects nature. This is a question specifically that landscape artists have explored. Long before photography, painting was the only way to capture the majesty of nature. In my effort to paint and draw from life, I'm trying to draw from some of these traditions. And, of course, as things evolve, painters started to say, hey, this paint doesn't have to just represent reality. Paint is its own thing in itself. Then you've got Cubism, Impressionism, Fauvism, and things like that. And then even Surrealism, where you're using the representation of reality to make something totally from the imagination. It's all quite interesting, but before I go too deep into a foray into art history, let me just do a little icebreaker, a little show and tell of a piece I'm working on right now. Next, I wanted to give you an update on my writing. I've got two blogs. One is specifically on poetry. It's wild words, no holds barred, abstract ideas, crazy connotations. And separate from that, in its own little cage, is my song blog. And those songs then hopefully will have verses and choruses and fun stuff like that. So check out the poetry blog and just read a bunch of poetry. You can check out the song blog and just read a bunch of lyrics. And I'm going to close by reading a poem. When Cupid begins to play the cello, and art becomes a sky of rising suns, clouds of color soft as feather pillows stretch up like fingers reaching for a drum. The humming of the birds, and crickets too, join in this joyful melody we sing. The steady hands begin to strum the lute, and Cupid's bow goes deep into the strings. Composer's notes, nah, he doesn't bring it. He follows closely the rise of each kiss. What sheet music does Cupid use for this? None I've ever seen. I think he wings it.
When your heart turns on the juice, comes a headache, you could lose it in a day. Comes a toothache, see your dentist right away. But comes love,